Sitaram, Assalamu alaikum, Sairam, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Untold Truth. I'm Master Eric, and my partner here, you're finally back, Pundit Parasram Maharaj.
Thank you.
A well-respected pundit in Trinidad. And we're here tonight to come and give you information, which a lot of you know some, and we've done on previous programs, karma. What is karma? So, Pundit, welcome back.
Thank you.
God, I missed you. Okay, what is your idea? I want your idea, not the perfect definition. What is karma?
Karma is an action that is performed with intention of certain results, and sometimes it is done without looking forward for the results when it is done as a seva. And then you have those karmas that are there from your previous birth time to now, that will actually have an effect on the present situation.
So, let's look at it from a different perspective. How would you explain to those who don't believe in reincarnation? It still applies.
Yeah.
If you were just born into this birth,
Yeah.
which Christians and other religions believe, it still applies.
Yeah.
Good deeds, bad deeds.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people, do you know, Pundit, I know you've probably seen people, they go through every day and they're making themselves mad. They're making themselves nuts. The reason I'm saying that, some, they know they just committed a karma, a bad karma.
Yeah.
So they rush right away to try to equal it with a good action. But can you explain the difference that one doesn't cancel out the other one?
Okay. The action that is performed as a bad karma, it actually comes back into a cycle, and you have to face with consequences of it. Whereas with those that are with good karmas, it is with a positive way in which you are doing something to eliminate your difficulties. So it doesn't eliminate everything, but it helps to reduce some of the effects of karmas itself.
So, because we have no way, there's no scriptures that I know of that tells you the weight of one action
to the next
versus another action.
Yes.
And I think this is what people have to understand.
Yeah.
Now, my guru told me, and correct me if I'm wrong, he stated that no matter what, you cannot escape karma.
Yeah.
He said it was a perfect system that God made himself. And he also made it to where he cannot interfere in our karma.
Yeah, because we ourselves are the one who implement the punishment on our own self. Because remember, Shravan, which is the power of listening, the vision by which you see, the sound in the air, the wind that is blowing, the light and darkness, all these are witnesses to everything that we do. So we can't change the concept of what has happened, what we have done, and say, no, we didn't do this. It is something that we have done, and we stand then, the Lord Almighty might say, okay, but what do you recommend for this now? And you end up putting your own self, making your own choice.
Correct.
In your own karmas.
People don't. Now, let's get into another part. Can we blame anyone else for what we do?
In the true sense is no, but
Exactly.
remember we are conquered by something called illusion. And
The Maya.
yes, and because we are conquered by illusion, we end up falling a prey to our consequences.
So let me ask a question. I know on the Christian side, do we really get into that with the people who attend your temples and organizations? I know in churches, they really don't get into the nitty-gritty of karma, but they call it good deeds, bad deeds. Why isn't this being explained more in depth?
Well, one of the things that happens is it brings about a great amount of fear into the mind of people. That's number one.
But whoa. Why would it bring fear in people if they are doing things pretty right? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Nobody's perfect.
No. But when I say it brings about a fear in the minds of people, some people tend to think, okay, this may be a system that you as a preacher preaching as a Hindu person, but the thing is, I don't hear it in another place. I'm hearing it here. Like whenever we read Gurvan, we say we never hear some of these things, although it may be in other books too, right? But the thing is, I remember the first year I started to read Gurvan. The third night, the guy came from a particular temple, and he said, Pandit, the first 2 nights I came here, I was real frightened, but you give me some courage now.
Even
Yes.
the religious leaders
Yes.
are frightened when they read the Garuda Puran.
Yeah.
See, but again, Pandit, if people don't have knowledge, how would they know?
Yeah, knowledge in itself is awareness, and awareness helps to reduce the darkness in the mind.
So let's get into karma. It's a continuous cyclic action.
Yeah.
Now, is it only for the individual? So is karma, like if you do one act, let's say adultery.
Okay.
Now, if we do an act of adultery, can you accumulate more karma from that one action alone?
Yes, you can accumulate a great amount. It depends on to what extent you have behaved and the way in which you have acted that you cause hurt from many, many families and generations.
This is what I want to know. So now, in some ancient scriptures, it clearly states one act of adultery is 500 years penalty. So that's just one.
Yeah.
Now, and with this, what I'm going to bring up, karma is also a domino effect. So, a person commits adultery. It could be man or woman, right? We can't be one way. Now, you're hurting your partner.
Yeah.
That's a karma.
Yeah.
What if you have children?
Yeah, you're affecting them.
Now you got more karma.
And the parents of the person who you affect.
And the grandparents.
Yeah.
And even close neighbors.
Yes.
Friends.
Because they have a certain amount of trust into you.
So all
you betrayed
this.
all that trust, yes.
Right. So all of this is accumulation off of one act.
Yeah.
So that 500 year, which was specified, now there's no way for us to gauge that.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, that was just for the act.
Yeah.
That's not counting all the domino effect going around back and forth.
Yeah.
So now, they say you have inherited karma. That's from previous life or lives,
Yeah.
if you believe in reincarnation. Now, even on the Christian faith, they still have to have some belief of reincarnation. The reason I'm saying that, before you were born, in all religions,
Yeah.
they say your life was written.
Yeah.
And you make a promise to God
Yeah.
of what you are going to accomplish in this life.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yes.
Now, the maturity of that agreement and contract is up to the individual himself.
Yeah.
Is he going to live from little up, or what environment he came? Does he know about God in the environment that he put himself into?
Yeah.
Now, with that, in order to make a promise, you had to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you wouldn't make a promise. He would just have you reborn and start your life.
Yeah. As a new beginning.
Correct.
Yeah.
So this is where comparisons kind of deviate between each other. Now, karma. Is karma just of your actions? Or is karma equally penalized even by your thoughts?
Yes. By your thoughts also.
So the thought,
Intention of the thoughts.
right. So a lot of people that come into counseling, the wife suspects or the husband suspects.
Yeah.
And sometimes they admit, yes, I've looked at other ones, but I never touched them. So in his or her mind, they think that's okay. And then I said, but wait a minute. When you looked at the other individual, what was going through your mind? No, you understand what I mean?
Yes.
This is how karma works.
Yeah.
And people don't understand that. But let's not just stay on, adultery. Is paying bribe for something, is that karma?
That is also karma. Because you have created.
Oh my God, Pundit, you can't even get a snow cone in Trinidad without paying a bribe. So, what I'm saying, why do we have to do this to flourish in business? Remember in the olden days when we could do a contract by shaking hands and the word of a person was gold?
Yeah.
I mean, that was binding. Nowadays, no.
And in the ancient scriptures, they used to have the word in the presence of the fire, because the fire was considered the symbol of God.
Right.
And in the presence of the fire, like when Sri Ram and Bali, not Bali, the brother of Bali, they made an agreement. Shugriv and Sri Ram. Lakshman lit the fire, they walked around the fire, and they made an agreement there that I will give you all my support. Just like how when the bride and groom, they are walking around the fire. In the same way, when you are doing a contract for what is called the commencing of the construction of a house, on that day, a gift is presented to the builder, and then they make an agreement in the presence of the fire that I promise to communicate with you, I promise to do all that I have to do so that I will be able to complete this building, and you will have a home and I will also have something completed in my life. And so they make an agreement in the presence of the fire. So this is how it used to be, where the fire as a witness, because it is like the mouth of all the angels. that is being fed. And this becomes as the witness to everything. So that was bigger than signing a paper.
So let me ask you something. Let's go to the wedding. And the male goes around,
Yeah, and then
the female,
yes.
and they're tied together, and they're going around the fire. Now, is that thoroughly explained to the bride and groom, what they're doing and why before they do it?
Thoroughly, I don't think it is explained, because it is explained to a certain extent. One, they look at time and the situation. Like, I have one wedding to do coming up soon. The person keep asking me what time we should be there, what time we're going to finish. So I told him, I say, I cannot time the agwani, how long they will take. Right? That is number one. Then the people who come into Parshedi Dullah have to bring him in. That also takes some time. And then, when the Dwar Puja is finished and the Dulahina has to come, how long the camera people take and the person to dress the bride, I cannot time that. But I can tell
sometimes
you,
it takes a long time to dress.
much more than you expected.
Exactly.
So the thing is, when you look at time and the situation, it becomes rather difficult. What I feel should really happen, a counseling should take place with them beforehand, so that they will understand, okay, this is what we are doing. A copy of the vow should be given to them, and they should see what it is like and understand it and question if they have to question.
So, Pandit, just with this example, why don't they start making this a norm of before the wedding? It could be 2 days, a week. Give them the information, counsel with them, explain to them what are they really doing. Because here's the thing. So they get married, and they're getting married as witnessed by the fire. All the deities, the angels. Right? And God himself. Now, in the Christian faith, they believe that they're getting married in the presence of God. Right? Now, so you make this oath, this commitment, this bond in front of God. So now we're going to get back into karma. Let's say it don't work. God forbid, but we see 85% of all marriages now end up in divorce. Now, they go to court, and sometimes it could be years. People getting divorced or financial settlement and everything. But in Trinidad, when I first got here, Pundit, I kept hearing of a divorce lime. A party. They're celebrating. Hey, I'm free. Because the court is issued an absolute. The Pundit, be honest with me. Does that absolute count in the presence of God's eyes?
No, it's only in the public side.
So let's look at that. So what happens then? Somebody is told by man's court that they're free. So him or her go out and find a gentleman or a woman and start dating again. And they end up maybe sleeping with each other. Is that at that time spiritually committed as adultery?
Yes, because the spiritual
bond
is not cut yet.
So that's karma.
Yes.
All right. So I don't think the public, I don't think people actually
understand that properly.
Well, because the religious leaders aren't really explaining exactly what's going on. Now, let's look at another issue that we're seeing every day, Pundit, where siblings are fighting over land and money. And they're doing, oh gosh, sometimes very terrible acts to get that land and stuff. Isn't that karma also?
Yeah, that is very strong karmas.
Okay. And what about a person is up in age, right? Say 80s or more, sometimes less. And the family is trying to get them to sign the land over to the children. And then they fight over it. But once they get the deed, they more or less get rid of the old person.
Yeah, that happens.
Isn't that one of the worst sins you could do?
Yeah, because the person who is the root that you come from is like cutting off the roots from the tree and wanting it to survive. So it has less nourishment to get, and it gets on its own path without any proper balance because the roots are already cut.
So, but again, isn't this explained to people? This is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
We could be in a church, a temple, or whatever. And a mosque. And we're just repeating ideologies, theories, and reading out of the books. And sometimes they're doing the same thing over and over and over and over. But couldn't we be a little more constructive and put variations in and start talking about some topics like this with scripture reference and bring it down to the individual level? You know, this is where I believe, because a lot of people come, Pundit, you've been here, you see people streaming every day, and they have questions. And a lot of times when you explain, they have this look on their face.
A blank look.
A blank look, like, well, nobody explained this.
No, nobody said that.
Right? But that's not the individual's problem. That comes from whoever the spiritual leader is. You know, I believe giving information, which produces awareness, which also comes into eternal awareness, to where you can catch it mentally when that thought comes in. Now, so Pundit, let's talk about that. So, where does karma take effect? If an individual thinks of an act, but he catches it and tries to move it out.
Yes.
So, isn't that considered good karma?
It is considered good karma, but remember there's a little piece of something.
You're on that gray line.
Yes.
The thought did come in.
Yes.
But because of the awareness and the knowledge you received, you catch it.
Yes. And you're able to move it out before it causes greater effect.
Right.
Yeah.
So there might be a little minute part, but not a big part.
Yeah, those things could be warded out easily, because the thing is that it comes like the rain falling. There may be a rainy weather falling really heavy, but you have an umbrella, you have a boots, and you have a cloak. You'll get a little sprinkle of it, wouldn't get thoroughly soaked down as if you went out there without any protection. So because of what you know, and because you have been able to brush away the negativity from your thoughts, it has a little effect like the sprinkle.
So the knowledge is the umbrella.
Yeah.
And this is what this program's about. It's not to preach. It's not to do a satsang or a mind. We're talking issues. We're talking topics, which actually gets down to our everyday living.
Yeah.
And this is why I'm so glad you and others that are coming on the program, we're actually trying our best, we're not perfect, to uplift individuals. Now, there's a fine line between two subjects, but they merge together, is karma and duties. So isn't it one of the biggest sins to fail at your duty?
Yeah.
Can you explain what a duty is?
A duty that we have is that you are assigned to do a certain or to act in a certain role using your discretion, using the rules that are to be followed, and putting things in place so that it will not be advantageous to anybody. It will be in such a way that everyone would enjoy the merits of it.
So, a husband has the duties to his wife.
Yes, his children.
There are but there's certain things he should do for the wife, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Then you have duties to your children.
Yeah. And parents.
And then they also, the children, has duties to the parents.
Yes.
And to each sibling.
Yes.
So when we start seeing, and I love the term backing out, in Trinidad, where sibling fighting sibling, siblings cussing, demeaning their parents, look at the karma that's being generated. But I want to bring it down a little more. Let's break it down into more of the normal life. If you are paid 8 hours work a day, but you only work 3 to 4 hours,
If not
but
less.
collect that money, isn't that failing at your duty?
Yeah.
Isn't that also karma?
It is also karma, and it also has an effect. Because what is for you to stay with, it will stay. But the others is going to decline in somehow or the other. And it will actually cause uproar into the system in which it is used. And that caused effects on the mind and the thoughts of everybody who enjoys out of it.
So, Pundit, how much of this is really going on?
Well, from what we notice in the world, is quite a lot is going on.
So, and then people want to know, why are things happening on the earth?
Yeah.
But it's the negativity that we are generating, that energy that's going into society, Mother Earth, the atmosphere, the universe. We're causing our own problems.
Yeah.
You know? So, now, what if a person's doing a penance and they do these acts? They broke their penance.
Yeah.
See, I don't think a lot of people understand the in-depth of duties, karmas, versus, this is the hard part for people, Pundit. All of this versus social norms. This is where the battle begins.
And that's why Rabindranath Tagore, in writing, he wrote, "Help me to reveal thee in all my actions, knowing it is your power that gave me the strength to think and to act. So you take all into consideration and put it so that the individual may understand if this is his prayer, to reveal God in all his actions and to know that it is God's power that gives him the chance, the opportunity to think and to act. If he abuses that, then he actually didn't work with what prayer he was saying. He only said it like a part.
True. So let's look at another thing. If we go to buy something, and we know the price because we saw the price in the store,
Yeah.
and we go, but the cashier, when you bought, gave you back too much change. What happens when we know, but we keep it and walk out?
That is like knowing something is wrong and
Isn't that stealing?
is an indirect form of stealing.
It's an indirect form.
Yeah.
So I want people to understand.
Except if you make the cashier to know, okay, I saw this figure on it. If the cashier says, okay, there's a concession on it, and tell you, okay, this is your change, don't worry, this is your change. But then you have freed yourself from that karma. Right? But if you didn't do that, and did not bring it to, because remember we are all human, and an error could be made somewhere. And if you are helpful to anybody, and you have seen this, it's important to bring it to their attention first, let them tell you this is okay, then you are free.
And then also another consequence of that action is a lot of places, if the cashier makes a mistake like that,
They have to pay it.
it comes out of their pay.
Yeah.
So yes, people do make mistakes.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people will say, but I didn't count it when they gave me the change back, so I just stuck it in my pocket. But you don't tell me, Pundit. You may be that evening, you're emptying your pockets, and you're seeing the receipt and the change, you're saying, uh-oh, they overpaid.
Yeah.
Well, the right thing to do the next day.
Now, if you overpay, you might go back. But if you have paid less,
Now,
you never go back.
now what about that? What if they charge you less? Okay, see, I don't want to get too deep into it because there's a lot of ifs, ands, or buts.
Yes.
But I think what we're trying to get to is do the right thing. That's it. Just fulfill your duty,
And
fulfill your
save yourself
agreement.
from the effects of bad karmas.
Correct. Now, because the next program I want to do, and I want to bring an evangelist in with us, we're leading from this into the 10 Commandments. And again, Pundit, even karma, people are not really explained. All they know, good action, bad action.
Yeah.
But now they're weighing the actions on the social norms. Now you mentioned earlier, which I really like that you brought it up. I call it the 3 L's, spiritual L's. You always look, listen, learn. Right? And you observe, you watch. Now, what if you're somewhere and you see something like this happening, but you turn a blind eye to it and walk away?
Well, it does happen because I'll tell you, not every place you can be able to point it out. But whenever it is possible,
you do point it out.
do point it out. Because sometimes you are being ridiculed for actually bringing it out. That's number one. The next thing about it is, it come like you have as though you didn't exist in that place and you allowed it. That's why we also face with situations in our life too, where you've seen something happening and is happening to you sometime and you can't do anything about it because nobody else is giving the support either.
So, but Pandit, maybe I was raised different. My dad, he raised me from little up. Mm-hmm. And he said, son, if something isn't right, you speak up. He said, don't you dare come home as a coward with a yellow stripe down your back. He says, I'll deal with you if you do. And even in spirituality, they say no matter what situation you're in, you stand up for what is right. So again, what you just brought up is true. This is reality. People juggle between what is right and when do you say something, because you're not going to look good in the spotlight. But in spirituality, you're not supposed to worry about that. You're supposed to do what's right because you can inherit. Mm-hmm. You're an accomplice to that karma, correct?
Yeah.
Now the weight might be a little different, but it's still not good karma.
But in the process, if you have some spirituality, the first thing you will come to your thought, God, make this thing go right, because it doesn't look correct. In your mind, this is the first thought that will hit you as an individual if you see something like this. And if it is not possible to do it, then sometimes you have to see what is best possible.
So,
although it gives an effect of our karmas too, because we inherit the karma like that. But sometimes you have to be careful with it too.
True. Now, let's look at karma in a little different way. If you are organizing and planning something, let's say a prayers. Mm-hmm. Now, I want people to understand it's not directly karma. But again, remember I said there's duties and karma.
Yes.
And then they do kind of merge together.
Yes, together.
If you have a prayers, now let's go back to the olden days. Mm-hmm. The Shrota, or the people who are going to do the prayers, aren't they supposed to prep themselves?
Yes.
And that accounts to supposedly the blessings that you'll receive from the prayers.
Yeah.
But what if you don't want to do that and you hire people to prepare everything? All you have to do is sit down and do your prayers. Which, this happens.
Yeah.
But it's not directly karma, but it is. Because by what you do, you shall or hopefully will receive.
Yes, yeah.
So isn't it kind of tied together?
Yeah, it's the same kind of effect like this. Let's say I have a child and I make myself busy with work. The maid is looking after the child and seeing everything for the child. In the time of needs, I'm not available. The maid is available. For the child, that's the mother, that's the father, that's the everything.
Correct.
Because that child, so when I lose out with my child, it's because I act like that. And I valued something else that was more, I felt it was more important to me than the upbringing of my child.
So, boy, I'm glad. It's like you already know what I have in my mind. I like that. So let me ask you a question then. when raising a child, of course, we're going to love that child.
Yes.
We're going to want that child to have more than us, right? But isn't it by the teachings?
Yeah.
You do not overspoil a child.
Yes.
Because what happens normally,
Yeah.
there are consequences
Yeah.
that is going to come from that. And we should teach our children to know chores, a little bit, responsibility, time management of doing a little bit of chores.
And to know the values of everything.
Correct. But what happens when we avoid all that? And we're not molding the individual, the child, into with the right
upbringing.
Morals,
Yes.
ethics, everything. What happens then? Is that lacking of our duties as parents?
Yeah. It is lacking duties.
Which merges into karma.
Karma, yes. There's a verse, Mata Satru Pita Vairi Ena Balu Na Patitha Na Subante Sabha Madhye Ansamadhye Bhagavata. It is like they sit in the comfort of their laziness and try to shield the child from things that they should learn and do. And when they sit amongst it, learn, the pain is like that of a cow stuck in mud. So they are in a difficult situation.
But not to cross you. When was the approximate time that was written?
That was by Chanak in his time. I don't know the era or the age.
But a long time ago.
A very long time.
Long, way before
they could have seen
Christ and everything.
Yes.
But look how true it is today. Look how true. You know, overall, what we're trying to do, everyone that's watching, just to get you to think a little bit. Nobody's perfect. But you know what helps, Pundit? If we try every day, just to eliminate one little thing we do.
It builds a momentum and it starts to churn you, take you into the right direction. So it starts to synchronize the wheels together to turn in the proper direction, which actually help to bring to us the best of the results.
So when we start talking karmas and all of this, and good deeds and bad deeds, even the Christian faith, what you sow, you shall reap.
Yeah.
Same thing. It's karma. All right? But then they say it's not bad karma if it doesn't break the 10 Commandments. Well, why would there only be 10? We're going to go into that in the next program. There's a lot more than 10 people. Okay? Now, some beliefs say there are the law, spiritual law, and then there's morals, ethics, and other categories.
Yeah.
But can you just live by the 10 and forget the morals and ethics and customs?
No, it says Desh, Kal, Samay, Vichar. The country in which you live in, the moment and the time in which you live in, you consider all these facts together and act accordingly.
So, what other example could you give me that deals with karma in our everyday life?
When we look at it with the individual himself, one is to remember that you have a role to play And the role that you have to play is to try to be aware of all that we have to do properly, and then the duties that we hold, we should try to move in a way as to do it in such a way, because there are ways in which, they say you could take out the weed and cause the whole plant to lose too.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to try to find out, or search our minds and our thoughts and see how to get out the weed and save the plant.
So I'm going to get back on spiritual leaders again. If you have, and this could be Christian, Muslim, anybody, if you have a mass of people that you give your teaching to, and they ask you, in Hindu terms, to be their guru or their teacher, to teach them. Pandit, they don't teach. Do you know how many people come and I'll say, have you talked to your guru? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or whoever you look up to, and they'll say, they never really answer. I had one lady the other day say she hadn't seen her guru in 20 years. You understand?
Yeah.
So that title guru is non-existent. So all them people who think they're in charge, or not in charge, but is their teacher or guru, it's null and void.
Yeah.
Because the duties of the guru is not being fulfilled. So,
but there is also something that has a certain amount of confidence in the individual too. Because when you have a certain amount of belief and confidence that this is the teacher of mine, sometimes in dream they come to you and they talk to you. Even though you might not meet the person physically, but spiritually you are connected to the person.
But hold on. But that's if the guru is a genuine guru. If he doesn't have a connection, that connection cannot be. What I'm trying to get at, now to be fair, a guru, if he has, over 100, 200, he's not going to contact you all the time. But a guru needs to be there if the student
is ready
and asks questions or wants to know something or whatever. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a two-way street.
Yeah.
The guru is there to guide. Now, some people nowadays, Pandit, they want you as the guru to lay out the guideline, run the guideline with them,
and do it too.
Do it too. It don't work that way.
Yeah.
There are responsibilities on both sides.
Yes.
Right? Some people, they'll do what they are told and they don't even contact the guru or what can I do for the next step to uplift myself.
Yeah.
Right? But that's not the guru's fault. That's the student's fault.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to get to, fulfillment of your duties, what is required of you, in every aspect of your life needs to be fulfilled to the best of your ability.
Yes.
I can't say it has to be perfect, but it's at the individual's best ability.
Yeah.
Now, what could we do to better ourselves?
One, we have to be aware of our duties and actually make a study of what we have to do properly, get closer to our books and the guidelines that it has in it, and work accordingly. with the individual as much as they could digest, and not to overput it like in one dish too much, put what is manageable. And from there, it will take its own course by developing little by little, because, as I said, it will build with a momentum and it will move on.
I agree with that 100%, but there's a part missing. For us to kind of look at our duties and everything, that has to be explained to us first. Mm-hmm. They need to be given that knowledge. Yeah, somebody in the audience, you have a question or something to add?
Yes. Pleasant good morning. I would like to add something from on the Bible point of view. There is three ways: the right way, the wrong way, and the way that seemeth right unto man. So if you are not taught the right way, you will do anything that you feel is right, and that is what going to affect the karma.
Right. That's what we were trying to explain. I'm glad you brought that up. So, everyone watching, we're not trying to make you feel bad. We've all made mistakes. But the thing is, Pundit, my guru always said, you may do something, but learn from it.
Yeah, from the experience.
And never repeat it. He said that's the best way to not eliminate, but lessen the blow
of
the karmic action. So, a person asked me one time, is there any way to not have karma? And I said, well, my guru explained to me, there is a way, but it's humanly impossible. And they said, but what is it? I said, you can absolutely have no likes and dislikes in this life. Think about it. If you have a dislike, and somebody violates it, you're going to create karma.
Yes.
If you have likes and vice versa, and somebody violates that, you're going to create karma.
Yeah.
But who, Pundit, could live a life with absolutely no likes and dislikes in this life?
Mahayupi, maybe.
You know, this is what we have to look at. But I know we're getting close on time. Pandit, is there anything you want to add to what we talked about? Actually, karma is so vast.
Yeah.
We could spend a whole month going with it. But is there anything you want to add?
For all of us, I think awareness is an important factor in it. And when the opportunity comes for us to be able to listen to something that makes sense to us, to help us to improve, to be a better individual, always cherish that moment and look for those avenues where you can be able to improve yourself. Because improvement is important in our life, and always look to see that place where you can be elevated.
So, there's one thing I want to also add. I want everybody to listen to what your spiritual leader is saying. Write down your notes and research some on your own.
Yeah.
You cannot be, and this is what's happening, Pun. You cannot, remember them little toy dogs that was in the car?
Yeah, yeah.
And it was on your dash, and when you hit a bump, the head would go up and down.
Yeah.
You don't want to be that.
Yes.
Because why? What's being said might not be accurate.
Yeah.
It might be an interpretation of what the individual might have read.
Yeah, or experience.
And his interpretation might be off a little bit. So, people, write down your notes, write down your questions, and politely and tactfully and respectfully approach your spiritual leader when he's not on stage and ask him the question.
And you have an opportunity to send it on this.
Send it to us. You can send it WhatsApp to the numbers down below. Send it to us. Me and the pundit, we'll be glad to research, give you the reference, and the book and everything to go to get the actual information or to confirm what is being said. But everybody, it's been a pleasure being with you. We want to say thank you for viewing Sankhya TV, watching the show every week. And if you have a topic, please send us an email or a WhatsApp and say, could you please, I would like to know more about this. We will be glad to do it for you. But Pundit, it's been great having you back on the show. And hopefully you or me isn't out of the country month. I mean, last night I just flew in, and you just flew in the other day. But I want to say thank you for Sankhya TV, for the support and actually airing this. And most of all, Pundit, I want to thank the viewers.
Yes.
And try to get your auntie, uncle, children, cousins, everybody, your friends, to start tuning in. And if you cannot view the show, you can go on YouTube.
Yeah.
And you could watch everything. But everybody, have a great week. Try to help somebody. Try to do something good for somebody this week. But everybody, you have a good night. Sitaram.
Sitaram, and God